So now we will revise the mathematics paper second, that is the calculus first. The chapter first is a real number. So we are familiar with the field axioms. So what is this? So if you take any two elements of the of the set, suppose f is any set now. Suppose f is any set. Okay. So if these properties are hold for f, then that is called a field axiom. Okay. So when we say that this f is a field, if it satisfies these 11 axioms, then we say that this f is a field. Okay. So what is that? Take any two elements from the set f. So if a plus b belongs to f, that means sum of the elements is also belongs to f. So the sum is a commutative. This is commutative law. A plus b is equal to b plus a. This is associative law. The sum is associative. So that means what, you can take the sum of the, here what, you have taken the sum of the second one, last two elements and added in the first element. So we can do this. We can take the sum of the first two element, you can add in the third element. So that is called associative law with respect to addition. So now 0 is the element such that 0 is the element in f such that a plus 0 is equal to 0 is same as 0 plus a. No problem for this one. So 0 is called additive identity of f. Okay. So for any a belongs to f, so if you take any element of it, there exists negative element, that is minus a. So a plus minus a is equal to 0. So minus a is called additive inverse of a. Minus a is called additive inverse of a. So product also belongs to f. So product is commutative, product is associative, and there exists a 1 belongs to f such that 1 into a is equal to a. So that is 1 is called multiplicative identity. Here 0 is called additive identity, and here 1 is called multiplicative identity. So suppose a is not equal to 0, it is the element of f. Then there exists 1 by, that means reciprocal of a such that a into 1 by is the multiplicative identity. That is 1 is the multiplicative. So 1 by is called a multiplicative inverse of a. 1 is called 1 by a is called multiplicative inverse of a. And this is what distributive law, a dot b, a into b plus c is equal to ab plus c. You are familiar with all those things. Okay. So if anything, any set satisfies these 11 axioms, it is called field. Okay. So similarly, so here what, the set of the real number, the set of the real number and the set of the rational number satisfy all the R field, R fields, they are the fields. Okay. But R is complete order field. Q is not complete order field. Q is not complete order field. Okay. So remember that. So this is R and Q are field with respect to addition and dot, with respect to addition and multiplication. Okay. With respect to only addition and multiplication, they are the field. Okay. So you should remember this. R is a field. The R means the set of the real number. Q means the set of the rational number. Is a field with respect to addition and. So now, so one thing you should know that, so suppose R square is equal to 2, right? So there does not exist R belongs to R, there does not exist R belongs to Q. R belongs to Q such that Q means the set of rational, such that R square is equal to 2. That means what? Root 2 is not rational number. Okay. Similarly, root 3, root 7, root 8 are not rational. Root 8 you can write, this is what 2 root 2, but it is not a rational number. So this also you should know that this is not a rational number. Okay. So that means what here? Root 2, root 5, root 3, root 6, root 7, root 8, root 10, all the same. Those who are not a perfect square number, and if you take the root of that one, that will be the irrational number. This is not rational number, means it is the irrational number. Okay. Then law of trichotomy. Law of trichotomy is what? Suppose AB belongs to R, that means A and B are any two real numbers, then A is less than B, or B is less than A, or A is equal to B. One of them is happened. Only one of them is happened. But then only one of them is happened. Okay. So you cannot say then or. You can write only this. One of them is happened. That means here come. Right. So if A is not less than one of them is happened for any two real number. Okay. So this is the law of the trichotomy. Just we are revising our if A belongs to R, if A belongs to R, such that 0 less than equal to A, strictly less than epsilon, then A is equal to 0. This is, you should note this. Okay, if A belongs to R such that A is strictly less than epsilon, but it is what the greater than equal to 0. A is not greater than equal to 0, strictly less than epsilon, very small. So then A is equal to 0. This is the one of the property. So you should remember this. Okay. Now, so determine the set A. Determine the set A such that twice x plus 3 is less than or equal to 6. How we can do this? So you can shift 3 to that side. So this is less than equal to 3. So x is less than or equal to 3 by 2. That means your A is like this. X belongs to R such that x is less than 3 by 2. X is less than 3 by 2. Okay. Now next is what? Determine the set A such that x square plus x greater than 2. Plus x greater than 2. Okay. So how can I write this? X square plus x is is minus 2 greater than 0. You can factorize this. The product is minus 2 and sum is plus. So this is what? X minus 1 is greater than 0. Right? So this is the product is greater than 0 means both the numbers are positive, both the numbers are negative. That means what? X plus 2 greater than 0, and x minus 1 greater than 0, or x plus 2 less than 0 and x minus 1 less than 0. So what is that then? X is greater than minus 2, x is greater than 1, x is less than minus 2, x is less than 1. Okay. So now where is your minus 2? Minus 2 is here 1. Okay. What does this inequality say? X is greater than 1, x is greater than minus 2, x is greater than minus 2, x is greater than 1. Okay. So here what? X is greater than 1. X is greater than 1. You can say only. Okay. You are saying that x is greater than, automatically your x is greater than minus 2. Here what? You are saying that x is less than minus 2 and x is less than 1. So it is enough to say that x is less than minus 2. X is less than minus 2. So what is your A then? Your A will be what? X belongs to R such that x is what? X is less than minus 2 or x is greater than 1. So that means what? You are here. So this is here. You can write in the in the form minus infinity minus 2 union 1 infinity. Okay. So in this way also you can write in the set form. In the set form you can write this. Okay. So this will be your required set. So in this way we did for all the real number. So suppose we have this inequality, x square is less than 9 suppose. Okay. So what is this then? X is what? Then x belongs to open interval, not 0. So this is 1. So x will be 1, 3. X will be like between 1, 3. Suppose this is what? 1, x square less than 4. So then this is what? 1, 2. Suppose x is x square less than 25. Okay. So then this will what then? This will be 1, 5. Okay. X will be in the 1, 5. Okay. This is also very important. Suppose AB greater than or equal to 0. Both are positive and A is less than or equal to B. This implies that A square is less than B square, and this is if and only root A is less than or equal to root B. Okay. A square is less than B square. This is if and only also. Okay. A less than or equal to B, implies a square less than b square. This is automatically actually root of ab. Okay, so here what a and b are positive because also root exists, a should be the positive. So then root a, if a is greater, this is what root a belongs to R. Otherwise root a do not belong to R. So a must be greater than equal to 0, doesn't matter. A greater than equal to 0 doesn't matter. Okay. So if a is greater than equal to 0, then only your root a is the real number. Otherwise so if a is negative number, so then root a is the complex number. Okay. It is not a real number. Okay. So you should remember this. Suppose A, B are positive real number, then a plus b upon 2 is called arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean between a and b. Arithmetic mean between a and b, and root ab is called geometric mean between a and b. Okay, so root ab is called geometric mean between a and b. A plus b upon 2 arithmetic mean. Okay, so this is called arithmetic mean, and this is arithmetic geometric mean inequality is what? This is what? Root AB is less than or equal to a plus b upon 2. Remember this. This is arithmetic geometric mean equality. That means this is the relation between the geometric mean and arithmetic mean. Geometric mean is less than arithmetic mean. Geometric mean is less than arithmetic mean. Now next important thing is Bernoulli's inequality. Bernoulli's inequality. Bernoulli's inequality. If, remember this, if x is greater than minus 1, then 1 plus x to the power n is greater than 1 plus nx for all n belongs to n. Remember this. This is the Bernoulli's inequality. We have proved this Bernoulli's inequality. Okay? If x is greater than minus 1, then 1 plus x is greater than or equal to 1 plus nx for every natural number. Okay? So you should remember this Bernoulli's inequality. After that, we have seen this. We have seen also this 1/2 a plus b bracket square less than or equal to 1/2 a square b square. Okay, and equality hold if a is equal to b. If and only a is equal to b. Okay, so this is always true for any real number. This is true for all AB belong to R. This is hold, and this equal, that means 1/2 AB bracket square is 7 1/2 a square plus b square upon 2. Okay, so if this is happen, only a is equal to 2. They are equal if a is equal to b. Okay, so this also we have seen. Okay, after that we have seen the absolute value function. This is very important now here. Okay, absolute value function. This is denoted by mod x. Okay, you have seen that it is x if x is greater than 0. It is 0 if x is 0. It is minus x if x is less than 0. This is the definition of the absolute value function that we have seen. That is what mod of itself. Mod of x is itself if x is positive. Mod of x is its negative if x is negative. Okay, so we have seen some properties of this one. So mod of AB is equal to mod A into mod B. Okay, so mod of A square is same as simply A square is simply mod of A square. Okay, so all three are the same now here. If C greater than 0, mod of A less than or equal to C. This is if and only if minus C less than or equal to A less than or equal to C. So remember this. Okay. So this is very important here. The C is greater than or equal to 0. This is 1. This is 2, 3. The fourth property is that minus A is less than A is less than mod A. Okay. So less than or equal to also allowed for all A belongs to R. For all A belongs to R. Okay. So you should remember this. You should remember this. The fifth property what? Mod of minus A is same as mod of A. Mod of minus A is same as mod of A. Okay. So this also you should remember. And the sixth one is what? The triangle inequality. That is what? Mod of A plus or minus B is less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. Here not plus or minus. Here plus or minus. Mod of A minus B is less than or equal to mod A plus mod B. Mod of A plus B is less than or equal to mod A plus. So plus or minus is here, not here. Okay. So this also you should remember. So then this is what? This number is 6. Okay. The seventh property is what? The mod of mod A minus mod of B is less than or equal to mod of A plus or minus B. Again mod plus or minus B is here, not here. Okay. So remember this. Okay. So what is this? So we'll write this neatly. So mod of A plus or minus B is here. Okay. Not here. Whatever it may be. This is A minus B. So this will be minus. If it is plus, this also minus. Okay. So remember this. So this is called a triangle inequality. This is called triangle inequality. Okay. So these are the very important properties for this one. Okay. Now, so we'll solve this. Twice x plus 3 less than 7. Suppose twice x plus 3 less than 7. You have to find a set such way that like this. You have to find a value of x. So this is what then. So this is minus 7. Twice x plus 3 less than 7. Just remove 2. That means subtract 3 from 1. So this will be what? Minus 10. Twice x less than 4 now this is. Okay. You are subtracting 3 from all. Okay. Then you are dividing this. This is what? Minus 5 less than x less than 2. That means your set is A belongs to R such that minus 2 less than x less than 2. Okay. So minus x this. This will be your set now. Okay. We'll take one more example on it. So if they ask the set is the set of all real numbers satisfy this one. So suppose you have this 3x plus 2 less than 5. Okay. After that we will see 4x minus 5 less than 30. Okay. So these two examples are enough for this one. What to do? What to do? This is minus 5. So 3x plus 2 less than 5. So just remove 2. Remove these 2. So this is what then minus 7 less than 3x is less than 3 now. You are subtracting 2 from 1. So then you are dividing by 3. Then this is what? X less than 1. So your A is what? The set of all x, all real number x such way that minus 7 by 3 less than x less than 1. Okay. So for here minus 13 less than 4x minus 5 less than 13. Then you don't want that minus 5. So add on minus 5 on all this. So if you add one, this is what? Minus 8 then. This is 4x. So this is what? Then 18 now. This is 18. So this is what then? Minus 8 by 4 less than x less than 18 by 4. So your A is what? The set of all x belongs to R such that this is minus 2 less than x. This is what? 9 by 2. Okay. So this is your answer. Okay. I hope that you understand this one. So try to solve whatever this linear function and take any number whatever you want. Okay. If AB belongs to R, AB belongs to R, A plus B is equal to mod A plus mod B. This is true if and only if mod of A plus B is same as mod A plus. You can separate the mod. This is if and only if AB is positive. AB is positive. Product is positive. Product is greater than or equal to 0. So note this also. One thing also you should know that this is what? Suppose x square minus 1 less than or equal to 13. So this is what? Minus 13 less than x square minus 1 less than or equal to 13. you have to add 1 now. So this will what? Minus 12 less than x square less than or equal to 1. This is 14 now. This is what? 14. So this is not a 3. This is 3 now. This is 3. So this is what? Minus 3 less than x square minus 1 less than 3. Okay? By our rule of. So this is what is minus 2 x square less than or equal to 4. Less than equal to. So your x is what? So actually what? This happen only. X square is less than equal to 2. That means your x lies between this lies between what then? X square is always positive, means you have to take the 0 here. X square is less than equal to 4 here. Okay, so this you have to take. So that means what? Your x lies between minus 2 and, so x belongs to minus 2, 2. X belongs to minus 2, 2. That satisfies this inequality. Okay. Okay. After that, bounded set. Okay. So bounded set. So first we have seen the bounded above. Bounded above. Okay. Set is what? A set A is said to be bounded above if there exists capital M belongs to R such that x be less than or equal to M for all x belong to A. For all x belong to A. That means all the elements are less than this number. Okay. Then else. Okay. So M is called upper bound of A. Okay. Now this is definition. Then now this is what? The bounded above. Okay. A set A is said to be bounded below if there exists small m belongs to R, if there exists small m belongs to R such that so m is less than or equal to x for all x belongs to A. So that means what? All elements are greater than m. If there exists a real number m such that all the elements of A is greater than m, then this set is said to be bounded. That means there is a bound below bound. That means all the elements of A are greater than this number. So bounded above, that means there is a real number m, capital M, such that all the elements are less than m. Okay, all the elements are less than m. So the bound is upper. So therefore that is what? Upper bound. And bound is lower. That means all the elements of A are greater than that number. So that will be the bounded below. The set is bounded below, and M is called a lower bound of S. The lower bound of A. Lower bound of S. Okay. So the set is what then? If A is bounded, below and above and bounded above both. That means it is bounded below and bounded above. Then A is said to be bounded set. Okay. So now see here. Suppose we take the example. This set of all real number. This is not bounded. So this is what? N. So suppose set of the natural number. So what here? There is the smallest natural number. So that means this is bounded below, but not bounded above. So it is not bounded above. That means this is not a bounded set. Okay. The set of whole number. So this is also same. Bounded below, but not bounded above. Now the set of integer. Neither bounded below nor bounded above. Okay. Not bounded below and above. That means this is not a bounded set. This is not bounded set. This is not bounded set. This is not bounded set. The set of the irrational number. It is not bounded below, neither bounded above. R is also not bounded below bounded above. Okay, so this is not okay. So finite set is bounded set. Okay, so finite set is bounded set is bounded set is bounded set. Okay, so note that this. So any interval like this, minus infinity 5. So suppose this is what 0 5, open interval 0 5 suppose. Okay, so 1 infinity 1 infinity. This set is what? This set is all elements are less than or equal to 5. This set is bounded above but not bounded below. That means this is not bounded set. This set is bounded because what? All the elements are lies between 0 and 1, 0 and 5. So 0 is the lower bound and 5 is the upper bound. So this set is bounded. Okay. So whatever the upper bound may belong to, may or may not belong to the set. Lower bound also may or may not belong to the set. Okay. This is also what? 0 is the lower bound and 5 is the upper bound. So this is bounded. This is bounded. This is not bounded. But this is bounded below. This is because what? So all the elements are greater than 1. So that means there is a lower bound. Okay. So all the elements are greater than 1. So 1 is the lower bound for this one. Infinity. So that means this is not a bounded above. So this set is not bounded set. Okay. So in this way you can check this. What is also about R plus, Z plus, something like this. Okay. Z plus, Q plus. Okay. So positive number. They are the positive. Okay. So 1 is the not 1 actually. So other than 0 that means. So that means what here? They are the bounded below. 0 is the lower bound for this one. 0 is because 0 is not element of this one, but 0 is the lower bound of this one. 0 is the lower bound of this. So for this one, 1 is the lower bound of this one. 1 is the lower bound of this one. But 0 is also lower bound of this one. All of them. Okay. So these all sets are not bounded, but they are bounded below, but not bounded above. So the set of natural number is also bounded below, but not bounded above. But not bound, because largest natural number we don't have. So smallest natural number we have, that is 1 is the smallest natural number that you have. Okay. So remember this also. Now supremum and infimum. Supremum and infimum. Okay. So first we will see the supremum. So suppose S is the any subset of the set of the real number, any subset of a set of real number. Okay. So suppose this is bounded above. This is what? Bounded above. Bounded above. So if a set is bounded above, then only the supremum exists. Otherwise, supremum do not exist. Okay. So the greatest of all, the smallest of all upper bound. So it is called the least of upper bound. So what happens? This is the set of the real line. Suppose this is your A. This is your S, suppose. So all these are the upper bound of S. All these are the upper bound of S. And what about this one? This one. This one is the smallest of all upper bound. This one is the what? The smallest of all upper bound. So that means what? The smallest of all upper bound of S is supremum. Is called a supremum. So first what? So this is what? Suppose N is the okay. So we'll say capital M. Suppose capital M is the supremum. So it should be the upper bound. It should be first M. It should be the it should be the upper bound of this one. And this is your smallest. That means this will be your what? The smallest of M. That means what here? No number less than M. No number less than M is an upper bound of S. So if no number less than M, the less than M here, you are saying that M is the supremum. Supremum means what? The smallest of all the upper bound. Smallest of all upper bound. That means no number less than M is the upper bound of S. So what is the definition of the supremum? The smallest of all upper bound. This is what? So suppose S is bounded above. M is the upper bound. First condition what? M should be the upper bound. And second condition is what? No number less than M is an upper bound of S. No number less than 1. That means what? M minus epsilon is not an upper bound of S for any epsilon. Okay. So this is the definition of the supremum. What about infimum? Now here what? This is your upper bound. This is your lower bound for here. Okay, so these are all are the lower bound of this one, because what, all the numbers are greater than this number, this number, this number. Okay, so that means what, here a1, a2, a3, like this. So they are all upper bound of, they are all upper bound of S. They are all upper bound of S. Okay, and they are upper bound. See, this will be what, the greatest of all upper bound. Greatest of all upper bound is called supremum. Is called infimum. Greatest of all or lower bound is called infimum. Okay, so this is called GLB, right? Greatest of all lower bound. Greatest of all lower bound. So that means what, here this will be not a upper lower bound of this one. That means what, here, so u is the infimum. So that means what, u is a lower bound, is a lower bound, and no number greater than, that means what, u plus epsilon is a greater than u. No number greater than u is an upper bound of, is an lower bound of S. Okay, so what, when we say that u is the infimum, u is the lower bound. First condition, what, u is the lower bound, and no number greater than u, no number greater than u is a lower bound of S. So then u is the infimum. Okay. So now we'll discuss, this is later on. So we'll discuss the supremum and infimum in the next lecture. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you.